Today's youth are the targets and cause of campus progressives. Children always have been the victims of manipulation. The testimony of children was used against the supposed witches in Salem, Massachusetts. Children are the ones whose minds are being destroyed by drugs, including pot. Throughout history, those who perpetrated hysteria are immune from the consequences. The essential question our nation has been forced to ask over and over is, who is pulling the strings and why? We are at risk of returning to this medieval state as we allow the corrupted mainstream press and agenda-driven agitators to gain control of sections of the population. How is the nation's best interest served when the self-serving New York race baiter Al Sharpton calls for federal defunding of the Jefferson Memorial? He complained on TV that his tax dollars should not have to pay for a man with that kind of background. This from a man whose background includes vocal, visible support for a 15-year-old Tawana Brawley from New York, who in 1987 lied and claimed she was raped by several white men, police officers among them. Sharpton was joined by those other pillars of the black community, the racist Nation of Islam head Louis Farrakhan, and that famed booster of women's rights, Bill Cosby. Waka waka. Together with a complicit media, they whipped up a blind frenzy, mass hysteria, all of it based on a lie. Brawley later converted to Islam, changed her name, became a nurse, and moved to Virginia. Though Sharpton lost all credibility for his rush to judgment, he continues to do now what he did then, spread mass hysteria that elevates him in the eye of his community. Like the inhabitants of 17th century villages, people hear him speak with authority without subjects in which he has absolutely no objectivity, yet they cheer and follow and call for blood. Today it's mass hysteria raised against one of the towering figures of American history. Do I have to school anyone on the background of Thomas Jefferson? A flawed man, yes. A slaveholder, yes. But the author of the Declaration of Independence, and a man who, at great personal risk, helped to found this nation, a nation in which Sharpton lives quite comfortably. The idea that we should erase large swaths of our history because the men and women who made it weren't completely devoid of flaws is one of the most insane examples of mass hysteria I've ever come across. Nothing and nobody is perfect, not Thomas Jefferson, and certainly not Al Sharpton, and no political platform will ever erase 100% of the population. I don't like that my tax dollars are continuing to fund a land war in Afghanistan. A lot of people don't like the fact that our tax dollars pay to help the members of Reverend Sharpton's congregation. They didn't like the fact that Barack Obama was okay with allowing tax dollars to fund the surgery of transgender individuals serving in the military, a policy reversed by President Trump and reversed again by Joe Biden, as in reverse to allowing transgender surgeries. But they're not calling for Sharpton or Obama's memory to be erased from the history books. No, just Thomas Jefferson. Oh, by the way, if Trump's worse than Hitler, 30 years from now, are they going to tell the lie that Trump was actually worse than Hitler? That's bizarre. This is why primaries and elections are held, because this nation isn't just about us, whoever that us happens to be. I would add that it's a good thing our nominating and election process takes so long. In most cases, mass hysteria burns off under the scrutiny of leaders with moral character and responsible press, which we have neither at this moment, with Bo Jiden and CNNer. Anyway, so I guess to wrap it up for today, all the idiots are saying, oh, they're removing the fences around the Capitol because I guess it's all part of the plan. I mean, look, I want people to be held accountable for their mass hysteria, pushing mass hysteria on people, but let's be honest. Bad people tend to be more successful because there's less good people doing anything. By the time the truth pulls its pants on, a lie has already traveled halfway around the world. Cute Anon out.